a first court appearance for the Tulsa cop who killed an unarmed black man. OU officials stress safety after the attack at Ohio State, and state tax collectors want a piece of Christmas internet sales. This is OU Nightly.
A Tulsa judge has bound over for trial the Tulsa police officer charged with manslaughter in the shooting death of Terrence Crutcher.
Suspended Officer Betty Shelby will be formally arraigned on December 15th. Shelby's legal team surrounded her as she left the Tulsa courtroom. They say they are not surprised with this decision, but declined any further comments. Before today's hearing, Shelby's attorney accused the police chief and district attorney of essentially charging Shelby before the investigation was fully completed. The events surrounding Crutcher's September 16th death have caused increased racial tensions in Tulsa. Crutcher's car was stopped in the middle of the road, and officers say he was acting erratically and not following commands. Crutcher, unarmed, walked towards his car with his hands in the air when Officer Shelby shot and killed him. The medical examiner found PCP in Crutcher's system but says it played no part in his death. Prior to Betty Shelby's hearing today, her daughter Amber spoke at a news conference and rally supporting the officer. Amber said her mother isn't the monster she's been portrayed as and had one request as the trial begins.
I am here to ask you all to let her story be heard, the truth be revealed that the media portrayed her as the human being that she is, just like you and I.
Law enforcement officials agree body cam video of the killing of Terrence Crutcher would have provided a much clearer picture of what happened. But despite receiving a 2015 federal grant to pay for body cams, the Tulsa Police Department doesn't use them. Neither do police in Oklahoma City or Norman. But that's going to change, and soon. Tulsa Police has announced it is field testing body cams, and by early next year plans to put them in full use. Norman Police told OU Nightly last week that it too will implement its long-delayed body cam program also in early 2017. And just today, Oklahoma City Police announced it has resolved a disagreement with the police union and will immediately put 100 body cams onto the streets.
And some good news for Norman residents who want to be ready to take advantage of next year's spring showers. The Central Oklahoma Stormwater Alliance is hosting a rain barrel promotion, selling the barrels for the bargain price of just over $63. Rain barrels provide free water for your gardens, and if ordering during the winter, will arrive for installation before the heavy spring rain. Online orders must be placed by no later than March 26th, and the mail-in order deadline is March 20th. Orders can be placed at the website listed below.
Well, Emily, glad we don't have to use those now. The rain's staying away. It's been nice so far today.
And it's actually cooled down a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
Kaylee, what are we looking at for the rest of the week?
Yeah, guys, you're right about that. Nice and sunny out for the entirety of the state. We're looking at temperatures right around where they should be for this time of year. 50s, lower 60s for the entirety of the state. 52 up in Woodward. Cold spot out here, 49 in Guyman. Right now, however, though, those temperatures today, our high today here in Norman was 64, our low was 42. Average 55 for this time of year, low 34. Our record, though, was 80 degrees. Very glad that it's not like that right now. I'll have another look at what to expect later on in our week. We are tracking some showers and storms getting ready to move into the area, possibly for Bedlam. But for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kaylee. Abby Green joins us now in the News Center with the latest on the plane crash involving the Brazilian soccer team. Abby?
A Brazilian soccer team was on its way to their biggest game in history today when their plane crashed in the Colombian mountains. The charter plane experienced an electrical fault that caused the crash, killing 71 people on board with only 5 survivors. The crash was the worst air disaster Colombia has experienced in 2 decades. And burning an American flag could soon become a crime if President-elect Donald Trump gets his way. Trump announced on Twitter this morning that he intends to make this practice illegal, including possible jail time or loss of citizenship. However, the Supreme Court has enforced flag burning as a constitutionally protected form of free speech. University officials announced today that Abdul Razak Ali Artan is the perpetrator for the Ohio State attacks. Artan was a legal resident from Somalia who came to the U.S. from Pakistan in 2014. And officials say they have been looking at Facebook postings from Artan that were written close to the time of the attack that lists his grievances about attack on Muslims. Authorities, however, say they cannot yet rule out terrorism. That's what's happening around the world. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Abby. And yesterday's attack at Ohio State has left college students across the country questioning the safety of their own campuses, including students in Norman. OU's tranquil South Oval posed a stark contrast from the scene in Columbus, Ohio yesterday, when Abdul Razak Ali Artan used his car and a butcher knife to send 9 pedestrians to the hospital. Around the time of the incident, Ohio State Emergency Management tweeted an alert encouraging students to run, hide, and fight the attacker. The advice drew some interesting responses from OU students.
I feel like that is a response, like a good example of what not to say.
No, I definitely don't think you should attempt to fight the attacker unless you're like in a position to where you can maybe do something. Probably everybody should just evacuate and let the professional handle it.
Well, I don't know if it was particularly smart for the school to tell the students to fight, but I think if you have experience with like defending yourself, I think it's good for you to use your knowledge.
President David Boren also encouraged students to avoid engaging an attacker in physical combat and released this statement. I was deeply saddened by what happened at Ohio State. We feel the best way to protect our students is through a system which provides arms to highly trained professionals. The worst mistake we could make is to arm more people on campus who are not professionally trained to deal with these situations.
Still to come on OU Nightly, Cyber Monday brought a big boost for sales taxes, but not in Oklahoma.
Plus, the latest from an early morning fatal crash in Norman.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. One person is dead after a car accident in Norman earlier this morning. OU Nightly's Gloria Noble was at the scene.
I'm at the scene of a fatal car accident here in North Norman. Right behind us, we see a car that has come off the road in a single vehicle car accident. A lot is not known about the circumstances under the accident right now, but we do know the driver was ejected, presumed not to be wearing a seatbelt, and was pronounced dead at the scene. The passenger in the car has come and walked away from the accident unharmed, but we will have more information in a little while as to the accident. Gloria Noble, OU Nightly.
Norman police has not yet released the name of the victim.
Another crash late last night in Norman. This one happened at the intersection of Tecumseh and Porter and involved a motorcycle and a car. An EMS team to the motorcyclist to OU Medical Center. He's in critical condition.
Storme Jones joins us now in studio with a look at today's business report, including people protesting the minimum wage. Storme?
Yeah, Carson, workers today across the country took to the streets protesting the current minimum wage. People in New York City, Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, and Uber drivers nationwide are calling for leaders to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Workers at Chicago's O'Hare Airport are calling the day a day of disruption. And in New York and Boston, dozens of people have been arrested for blocking traffic. And the first commercial U.S. flights to Cuba's capital in more than 55 years landed yesterday. That first flight to Havana, serviced by American Airlines, was followed by United Airlines today, and Delta Airlines will begin flights Thursday. Several other commercial airlines have also announced plans to start service. While commercial flights have resumed, the U.S. tourism to the communist country is still illegal. And the numbers are in, and Cyber Monday exceeded expectations, posting nearly $3.4 billion in online sales. For some states, that means millions of dollars in sales taxes, but not Oklahoma. Nightly's Macee Beheler shows us that's a problem Oklahoma is trying to tackle.
You usually don't have to pay a sales tax if you buy online from an out-of-state company. States across the country are trying to figure out a way to make sure they get that lost money back.
That's a huge debate nationwide now, is people talking about, taxing the internet.
On November 1st, Oklahoma enacted a law requiring online retailers to send a notice to out-of-state customers telling them to file their online spending on their taxes. This law comes just in time for most retailers' busiest time of year.
Around the holidays, it's more online than it is in stores.
More sales tax coming in could help with Oklahoma's recent budget problems.
The more that these issues come to the forefront, the more you're going to see them looking at ways to collect taxes.
This issue will continue to be debated as governments try to find new ways to tax internet sales. Macee Beheler, OU Nightly.
Retailers must send forms telling customers to file online purchases and their taxes by February 1st. And guys, with a record year, Amazon fared best on Cyber Monday with $80 billion in sales.
I know, Storme. I do have to say I contributed to that $80 billion on Cyber Monday.
Well, I mean, I didn't, but I took advantage of those good Black Friday deals before Thanksgiving. You know, businesses are just starting to extend those deals. I took advantage of that.
Yeah, I did both, Amazon and then fared the Black Friday crowd early Friday morning.
Thanks, Storm.
Thank you. Still ahead on OU Nightly, Russell Westbrook is doing something that hasn't been done since 1963.
And Kaylee Nix joins us for a look at today's weather.
High pressure and clear skies are taking over the Sooner State right now, but that's going to change for the weekend. I'll have what's happening coming up next. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Kaylee Nix. Right now outside we have those winds that are increasing all across the state. They're gusting up to 26 miles an hour out here in the Panhandle up in Guyman. Right now we do have a grass fire that is erupted just north of OKC in the Guthrie area. Those winds at 11 miles an hour up there are fueling that fire. So, you know, low humidity, high winds, hot temperatures. We really need to be careful to make sure that that doesn't continue to happen. No more fires for us here. Right now in Norman, we're looking at a temperature of 59 degrees. Winds are light here, north at 9 miles an hour, but that humidity is relatively low, just over 27% for right now. Across the country right now, there's not a whole lot going on in our area. We do have some clouds down in the Dallas area, as well as in Kansas City, but out here in the Mississippi River Valley, we are seeing some severe weather. There is some showers and thunderstorms. Tornado warnings have actually been issued for a few of those storms as well. That's on the front of those cold front that is currently up here, this low pressure system. That is going to bring in some more weather to our area, however, for the weekend. But as of right now, we're not looking at very much activity here in Norman. Right now, lows across the state for tonight, our normal is 33 degrees, which is about where we should be for this time of year. The whole state is sitting right where we're supposed to be. 34 degrees here in Norman tonight, 33 up in Enid, as well as cooler into the Panhandle as well. Now, this time last year, we did experience an ice storm last year, which left several thousand people without power. We're not going to see any of that for this time this year, though. Heading out the door tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures right around where they should be for this time of year. 36 degrees, a little cool in the morning. 49 with those winds really starting to pick up through the noon hour. 15 to 20 miles an hour. Winds out of the northwest is going to make it feel a little cooler than it actually is outside. 52 degrees by your 4 p.m. hour. Those winds still pretty out there, though, from the northwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour for your evening hours as well. Highs across the state for tomorrow, mainly 50s, a little bit cooler up in the Panhandle as we normally see. 56 here in Norman. Our normal high is 54, so we're sitting right around where we should be for this time of year. Pretty nice, another clear sky, sunny day outside as well. Looking ahead to those next 2 days, our Wednesday is going to be clear skies, but those winds are going to pick up. Pretty breezy, 56 degrees for Wednesday with an overnight low of 32 degrees tomorrow. Thursday is going to be a cooler day, sunny and mild as well, but those clouds do start to increase, and those clouds will continue to increase through Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday as well. Friday, we have a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms for your evening hours, which is going to pick up into Saturday as a cold front pushes into the area. That cold front is going to bring a chance of some mixed precipitation, snow, and rain to the northern half of Oklahoma. But here in Norman, we're going to see more likely just some cold rain. No snow down here for us, unfortunately, guys. But Bedlam is going to be a cold one.
Well, that's not bad. I don't really mind it being cold. I just don't want snow during the game. Hopefully that won't, that'll keep fans, or that rain won't keep fans at home and not come to the game.
Carson and I were just talking about a couple of weeks ago at West Virginia when it was really, really snowy. We don't mind the no snow.
Right.
But
yeah, no snow for us here, unfortunately, but that rain is going to be cold. Be sure to pack a rain jacket for the game, bundle up for that game as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kaylee.
Thanks, Kaylee. Sammi Steele is standing by with more on the Sooner football duo in tight races for major awards.
Thanks, Carson. College football award season is right around the corner, and man, do we have Sooners representing. Baker and Dede are up for awards. We'll tell you more when we come back. Sports is next. The college football playoff rankings come out tonight. The Sooners were ranked 8th in last week's rankings. Coming off of a bye week, OU is not expected to move much. Meanwhile, Baker and Dede are up for awards, but everyone's watching the Heisman race. Orlando Brown doesn't know who he would choose.
Oh, between those two, that's tough. It really is. I mean, in
terms of a Heisman vote, though, would you Would you vote for Baker or yourself?
Most definitely. Baker. I mean, Baker is the best player on the country, or in the country right now, like easily, hands down.
It happened a little earlier just because of the year I had last year, and so been able to just relax and not worry about what everybody thinks and just kind of get my guys the ball and let them shine too.
Wow, do I have to answer this question? I don't know. That's tough. I really don't know.
After a come-from-behind win against Abilene Christian, the men's basketball team will take on Northern Colorado tonight at 7 p.m. The 4-1 Sooners are 124 of 129 against non-conference foes at Lloyd Noble. The matchup against the Bears will be the final November game for OU. The Sooners will travel to Wisconsin for their first road game of the season, December 3rd. And OKC superstar Russell Westbrook continues to impress on the basketball court. Westbrook dropped his third straight triple-double last night in the Thunder's win over the Knicks. He posted a near triple-double with 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists in the first half. He finished with 27 points, 18 rebounds, and 14 assists. Westbrook has been locked in this season. The OKC point guard has unreal numbers. He averages 30.9 points with 11.3 assists and 10.3 rebounds per game. Westbrook has 8 triple-doubles this season. The rest of the league has 8 triple-doubles combined. Last night, the Packers ended their 4-game losing streak, beating the Eagles in Philadelphia. Aaron Rodgers found Devontae Adams on the first drive of the game for a 12-yard touchdown pass. The Eagles would respond as Carson Wentz flushes out of the pocket and finds his way into the end zone for the 1-yard score. The Rodgers and Adams duo would strike again for a 20-yard touchdown in the second quarter. Former Sooner Aaron Ripkowski would seal the deal for the Packers with this 1-yard touchdown run, leaving the final score 27-13. And talk about the Heisman race. Well, Sooner Vision released a video that will make you want to vote for Dede and Baker. Take a look.
I'm Baker Mayfield.
I'm Dede Westbrook. And we want your vote.
Sets up, he's gonna wing it. It is caught! Oh, mother! Baker Mayfield, hell-bent to get into the end zone. He just keeps coming after you like a track star. You can feel it up here.
Sammy, I'll tell you what, it's not easy to really campaign for two guys. It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
But OU did a great job with that video.
Absolutely. Watching that video, it gives me chills every time.
I do have to say, I like the way both of the guys have acted, too, through this whole process.
Yeah.
You know, just
Very
seeing
good guys.
Dave and say, like, I would vote for Baker, I just think that's a really cool, aspect to add to that.
Shows the team player in him.
Exactly. Well, still to come on OU Nightly, it looks like Rudolph may have found himself a second job this holiday season. We'll talk more about the Reindeers' newest delivery gig when we come back.
I'm Shereen Hashem at the Update Desk. The State Department of Public Safety announced new budget cuts that will reduce the time for Oklahoma's troopers and officers spent watching over the state. Commissioner Michael Thompson says the cuts are necessary because of the agency's budget shortfall. Starting Thursday, troopers will have 100-mile restriction and aircraft flying hours will be reduced. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Shereen. And this holiday season, Japan has taken pizza deliveries to a whole new level. Domino's Pizza has reindeers serving as its new delivery tool in one of Japan's coldest and snowiest regions. Reindeers can run upwards of 80 kilometers an hour in the snow, which is giving their trainers some trouble, but also makes for a speedy delivery in bad weather. These animals will even be equipped with GPS devices so customers could check progress on their orders.
Well, Emily, I think that might be a little test run for them before they get ready for the holiday season.
I do have to say, Carson, it sounds like the reason they're using reindeers is because of the snow and it's hard to travel in the snow, but It doesn't look like Oklahoma's going to get too much snow, so we might not be needing reindeer pizza deliveries.
Exactly.
But Kaylee, what are we looking at for the rest of tonight?
Yeah, guys, you're right about not getting any snow for us down here. Tonight, going to be more of the same. Those clear skies are going to stick around. Light winds for the evening. They're going to bump down from what we're seeing right now. As of right now, we are seeing winds upwards of 10 miles an hour, but they will pull back a little bit. 5 to 10. We're going to look at a clear night, 46 degrees by 8 p.m., 42 by 10 and then 39 by midnight. Cooler temperatures for tonight than we have seen the past few days. We're getting down into those freezing temperatures as well, moving into our winter season. But for now, like y'all said, no snow, unfortunately.
All right. Thank you so much, Kaylee.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.